Okay, let's get this started here before I get smacked in the face. Here's the staging point. We already sent a group up. They died at the battle site and they're routing. Love you, boo. And someone put a fucking Among Us thing. Okay, I hope you get killed. Cool. Anyway, your job is in 2 phases. Number 1, phase 1. There's an AA position over at that marker. You have to clear it out so we can get air support for the next mission. And then phase 2 is a bridge to get to the HQ on the other side of the map, which will be the basis of next week's mission. So we'd use the other one, but it got destroyed because Sherman went on it and exploded. Anyway, you got 2 tanks, the one Bren carrier, the one Super Bren, whatever the fuck, with the cannon on top that you can frisbee infantry off of. You're fighting Israelis. You all look the same. PID. Have fun. Teleporter will be put on the thing, and I'll try to teach Z Atomic to not kill you all because he is, you know, we all know his side anyway, so.
Yes.
Anyway, good luck, have fun. I'll be on 5-0 if you need me, and if anything's broken, don't tell me. I don't care. That's alright, that's why you shouldn't drink so hard, man. So they're going to get underway now. Adriano's going to run off behind them. Hopefully he'll get picked up, but if not, he can take the pole if he realizes that the pole's a thing. But if he takes it now, then he's still going to get left behind. But hey, it's kind of funny to watch him run off and try to catch up with him. But how this first ambush is set up is I perfectly hid a Sherman behind a building. They are very unlikely to see that. However, if they're really paying attention, they can spot the antenna as they drive up. And then further up, I have a pack gun and then 3 squads of infantry that I can break apart and send over if I want to.
Go on to the tanks, you do what you think is best.
On the northeastern side, I got 4 guys up in a building. I'm going to have them all stand up as the ambush begins, and it's going to begin when the gunshots start firing. But here I built up a little ambush here. Just took a squad of the Egyptian infantry, put them around some blood textures. I put a smoke effect on the lead tank. Also, a little more down to the south of the road, I replaced a destroyed Humvee with the destroyed Sherman instead, just for that, you know, little extra umph, because, you know, obviously they were Humvees in 1948, so.
This actually makes it a bit more realistic, and that's a very nice thing to have. I actually appreciate that.
There's a tool in Eden called hide object texture or something like that, hide environment, I believe. You just have to make sure you set it to run locally instead of globally, because if it runs on the server and you don't check off the locally part, it might not render for everyone, and then it, you know, some people will see it, some people won't. It gets really funky. Usually it's people that join in progress, like for example Carrie here, it wouldn't be invisible for him, so.
Gotcha.
Oh, they're gonna drive right into this fucking ambush without thinking why this thing got blown up, so this should be interesting.
Tank might actually not get hit first because Skelly's going slightly off the road.
So based off of this, I am setting my global values to 90 for general skill, 35 for accuracy, but I'm putting weapon handling up to 65 and spotting up to 90 because these things can be a little weird.
How does the skill actually work? How does the skill level actually work? Like, how does it?
So the higher, so to go run through them, general skill is basically how likely the AI are to like fall back from a location or something.
Get your line.
Their courage as well, like will they actually like charge into stuff? Tank just went active, so it's tracking them now.
The ambush looking area.
And the lead right gun just got hit.
Not on the road.
And the pack gun also fired. They literally pulled it right up to the convoy that got engaged. They just armored their Bren carrier. Awesome. Now you got the pack gun firing back and forth.
The regulars are gonna push the contact north.
Yeah. This isn't good. They're also fucking dismounted themselves.
You defilate alongside the road, as the road is a death. And avenue, isn't it?
I love how Slushy dismounted and he's now walking above the map. He must be having the time of his life. But now all the squads are engaging him. Normally I would kick him for something like this, but he just got shot in the face and there goes his buddy. Not gonna lie, for the sake of content, I find that entertaining.
Ground, there's a tank on the west side. My map is blocked. So don't put your head over unless you've got AT.
So I'm gonna put fuel in that tank, and I'm going to have it go around and flank them from the rear.
Run 2SC to high. Can I have the brake out in that line?
Yeah, I fixed it.
This is Egypt. We're pushing the compound to the northeast to clear it out.
Compound northeast has been cleared.
It has not been cleared.
Hey, just get it cleared.
So now they're starting to run up to where I have these ambushes set up.
Irregulars is just behind y'all. Egypt.
Bravo got wiped a little bit. We're recovered.
So that tank is kind of their saving grace here. I still have the pack guy. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they just left it in there.
This is tank remobilized at this time.
Yeah, no, they did a good job with that.
This is ground A firm.
I guess they're managing to do something.
This is tank. My driver is dead.
Gee, I just watched Empire get dabbed on.
A firm.
Yeah, so some of these ambush guys, I'm actually having them, like, you know, get up from their hiding spots as the action goes on, really pressing these ambushes here.
To be honest, if you put the squad on the other side of the road out, the poor guys, if they push down here, that's probably going to get massacred.
Yeah. I'm just holding things for now.
Yeah, makes sense. You don't want to kill them before the evacuation starts.
Yeah, so meta-wise, if I were to have that squad across the road get up and go across the river, they would, not the river, excuse me, the road, the tank would engage them. But also, I wouldn't want them to cross that open area because obviously we know there's a tank now because we heard it. We just don't see the tank. It's like cooking off in the distance, so these guys know that that would probably be a suicide
Gun on the road.
thing, so.
Tank neutralized. Envisage dismount and fleeing north.
As a Zeus, I try not to metagame, but I will find a realistic reason not to do something.
Yeah, that makes sense in the end of the day.
So that squad that's flanking around is going a bit too slow for my taste, so I'm instead going to have it run around and flank some of these dudes on the rear.
Behind us. This is Bravo. We got contact to the east of the compound.
Well, in fact, they're
In the
fucking...
eastern compound.
Yeah, so I'm going to stand up that group because they got spotted.
Yeah.
Are you referring to compound here, question mark?
Bravo Echo just went down again, taking charge.
Yeah, so their medic went a little too far forward.
To do some slight repairs because the driver was jumping.
So usually I also use the first ambush to kind of see how they're going. Give me 1 second, I gotta RC something. I use this to see how they're doing, and this one, they're a little below average for their tactics, but they're trying their best, you know?
To be honest, I didn't expect them to get off that field.
Oh, I was expecting this to kind of go this way. Like, this is like an average reaction where they lose a vehicle on the dot because they drive it right up to where a freaking thing got ambushed. So obviously that means it's safe, right? That's TSB logic for you. I know, Mox, you're still stuck with the sub, right?
First, then some of the brain carriers. They to dismount, and then the tank got totally far on them.
Yeah, alright, I'm gonna kick Slushy from the server because he hasn't gotten it yet, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
Where is he?
50 check.
Good check.
Good check.
Slushy, I've told you twice in side chat to load Liru's add-ons. That's why you're in a weird floating situation. Please load the mod.
Though.
No, you don't. You're floating above the map. Then repair it.
I'll tell him.
Thank you.
Southwest, some compounds from the AT gun position.
Alpha has contact the
So I will let them get up on this resolve. I am going to go ahead and attach you to me, set us to invisible, and kind of have us ride the corner of the map so we can still communicate because of radios.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I want spare tracks, but he's not heard me. Yeah, ask if they can find some spare tracks.
Atomic, run the hide Zeus script on yourself, by the way.
No problem, guys. No.
Hey, Skelly, I don't know why I know I put spare tracks in the Vic, but it converted them all to wheels, so I just added a bunch manually.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I know for a fact I did tracks, so that's just weird.
Egypt's gonna hold farther down the road until the other squads can clear it.
Alright, so I teleported us up a little bit here.
Down the road.
Yeah. I see that. To be honest, the land sounds so fucking striking. Just open it up.
Yeah, so the Israelis have a mix of Lee Enfields and some Czech rifles from the Czech Crisis mod, because they're older, and that kind of reflects what both sides had, because the frickin' Palestinian Irregulars, they have a mix of those rifles only, like really old stuff.
I have a question. How long did it take you to research the equipment and everything?
Oh, about 2 hours.
6 now. Holy moly.
I mean, so not every Zeus in the community does it that way. I just do it because, you know, to get into really exotic topics like that, you kind of have to do that level of research, you know?
If, once you've cleared that thing, move
To be
down
honest,
the
I
road
haven't
west,
actually had my editor
and then hopefully push
when I
north
make missions
towards
in
the
Delta
52.
and I make them like on a specific faction,
Use
that
as much
following
template
about
stuff as you
a
can
specific
find.
era, I always
Alpha, copy,
fucking
solve.
just spend... for example, yesterday I did a USSR mission and I spent, I think, 4 hours just reading on how...
What the heck is that in his background for his mic?
Tank company was made and structured. To actually make it realistic and things like that.
Yeah, just remember, if you ever have the choice between making something less fun and more realistic, the real balance there is try not to completely kill the fun of the op by being ultra realistic, because then everything gets a little messy.
Yeah, that's something that's, I think it's, to me at least, understandably obvious, because you want the mission to be fun and you want to be somewhat
Freelancer, thanks for the,
to be fucking tanks running into each other, although that's stupid fun, and that's
Thank
also
you for the, geez, I am blanking.
Alpha, have you cleared that
The
compound?
9-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations. I hope you get a kick out of this scenario.
Just clear the compound on the marker. We're gonna push southwest next and then to objective 2.
Hey, firm. Bravo, how good things?
I've got spotters on the fence. So that Bren with the gun is engaged in the mortar position, or at least I think it thinks it is, but the spotters around are gonna be looking up and ranging the guns in.
hey, you can try.
This is where one might have IDF coming in. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, ground copy, we had one land near us.
How much need?
I have 2 squads come in to set up defenses in that position. By the way, when you put units in Eden Editor on statics like this, they'll wiggle, because that's just what they do. It's dumb, but it's just it's just what they do. Like, there's nothing else to say about that, really. So it'll throw their accuracy off a little bit, yeah, right?
Egypt, whatever the hell I call sign. We are approaching the compound now.
Ground copy.
Parked onto the back of Egyptian. This is tank. We're moving to blockade northern route at this time.
Cover that tank, Egypt, you say you move.
Anyway, sorry, chat, I haven't really been speaking with you guys again. Like, when I'm doing one of Z Atomic Zeus trainings in TSB, so I have to give him my full attention. Yeah, so I'm relying on those gunshots to tell me, okay, I need to start moving my forces here.
That's... How do you base it out that though? Like, how close are the gunshots to the actual Israeli compound?
I'll just go down with my Zeus camera and I'll be able to hear locally.
Fair.
This is Bravo.
How is your current situation?
Here, currently pushing with Jim.
Hey, firm. Good to know. Alpha, once you've finished clearing with your position to regroup there, assist Egypt and Bravo.
So there's an ASAI command called suppress fire. Usually it lets me fire 3 mortars at once, but with these modded mortars it only does 1, so I'm just having them like slowly come up on them to put pressure. But I'm putting a, I'm gonna screw with this squad here.
Yep.
Because sending only 1 squad against this is, yeah.
Oh my god, he's taking a lot of that.
Yeah, so one of them that landed right in the middle of their formation wasn't mine. That's the AI firing point blank on him. Because if you're right in front of a mortar gunner, or if the mortar gunner is uphill from you, he'll start firing on you himself. So, yeah. That's just the AI at that point. Yeah, so the tracer effects are from Audrey Hotto. So, I mean, the defense of that is they literally went right in front of where the mortars were. It happens. It's a rare thing, but yeah, that's why I try to keep the mortars occupied with the scripted way to do it instead. It helps prevent that, but it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, that makes sense because you don't want the mortars to kill the fucking dark library.
Yeah, but even then, if they were holding on that corner and there was an open doorway, so that's why I tried to get the other mortar that had eyes on that corner, but the other one still sensed them and fired, so it just happens.
Ground to Egypt and Principe Bravo. Yeah. Have you cleared the circle compound?
At least the fucking AI left
This
one
is
of the
Bravo.
medics
I
alive.
would not know it.
Yeah.
Over Egypt. Have you cleared the compound that I have circled?
So I'm now going to spawn some farther squads away to simulate QRF, but I'm hoping with this other squad coming in, they actually found and killed that one engineer that got away from that side, so I can go ahead and... Actually, I don't know why I called that out to you. It's just the engineer from the frickin' pack. My brain's very scattered right now, so...
Yeah, it's kind of
Alpha has reached objective 2, starting to clear.
Well, at least they took down one of the mortars.
Yeah.
Like anything but the...
I don't like getting shot in the head.
This thing sucks.
Suck it. Hey, it's back up.
Just watched someone try to use a handgun, but they just deflected off the hat. Oh, now you're having Dutch Bat and for a little friendly fire incident. They both shot at each other and then friendly wiggled. I told them in the beginning before I started the stream that PID might be an issue. Oh, great. One of the things you can do when you have preset AI is you can remove their voices, and I always forget to do that step because nothing gives up an ambush more than 8. Hold, fire.
This is ground. I've
Just hearing that like looped 5 times, it's so stupid.
Moving you up to Alpha marker. Alpha, if you could please provide your medic, that'd be lovely.
That, putting them on fucking, putting their behavior on...
Send again for Alpha, what do you need on medic?
Yeah.
Have them ready at Alpha.
But anyway, because their pathing's disabled with Achilles, I can just RC them and it breaks them from the pathing. Because they just gave themselves away, I might as well just have them run out, you know?
Good copy. We're bringing them to you.
Yeah, makes sense.
So also they're moving along from this area, so I'm going to start deleting some of the bodies. I'll keep the wrecks, but, you know, everything, even what I had in the back for, like, cinematics and whatnot, I can just get rid of that. The tank is by a bunch of bodies, so I'm not going to delete those. If I was pressed for frames, though, I would delete them. But it's, you know, a case-by-case of whose immersion do I want to keep and what can I keep going here. Jesus, Dutch Bat just traded with that chucklehead. And you got Space Walrus in a really bad spot. I never understand why people go up there. It's such a newbie thing to do, because now how is the medic gonna get you if you get shot, you know?
Like fuck newbie, like, it's common sense, okay. There is an enemy spawn in front of you. What are you gonna do? Go up to an open space, or...
Yeah, right in the open.
Oh yes, no, I'm gonna go to the one place that everyone in a 10-kilometer radius can see me, shoot me, and smell something that cannot be said.
There's a compound north of objective 2.
One thing I do want to mention, by the way, be very careful how many grenades you give to the AI and how many grenadier rounds you give, because the AI will be very brutal with them. I've made an exception for this campaign because, right, the amount of Mills bombs, the British grenades that were given to the Israelis even early on was pretty substantial. Whereas it was actually really rare for the Arabs to have such a weapon. Why is Argo running up on himself? I'm gonna charge him for that. Oh, he's being a grenadier. Well, he's about to get, overwhelmed.
He's about to get grenadier, that's something.
He tried. Now he's trying his best to fix it, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually when people try to run off on their own like that, I'll punish them. I won't spawn things in front of them unless it's absolutely egregious, but I'll punish them.
Define egregious.
Honestly, it's case by case. Like, him running up on his own 150 meters away to an enemy squad by himself would be egregious in that situation. If you're talking about when I spawn things in, for example, last week I spawned a SAM guy under a helicopter because the helicopter just flew over 3 enemy positions that were outside of the cover map zone. You know, the black shade area that's on the left half of this map, for example. And, you know, at that point he's like in the middle of enemy territory and they would have called that helicopter out. And it's just his unlucky day because he's not supposed to be in there in the first place.
Yeah, that's fair.
So after this last guy gets killed, I'm going to give him a little bit of a breather, wait like 5 to 10 minutes, and let them keep going. They are kind of doing these out of order. I think they're going to now go northeast and then go things around. But they have some compounds marked as hostile that obviously I don't have anything marked, so I'm not going to react to that, though, unless like I just feel like sending QRF, because this gives them a lot of time to regroup and move up, but you know, I can always send things up. So, you know, actually around the hostile compound, I might send something over to them, but it'll depend.
That is appreciated.
Yeah, I wanted to suggest maybe if they like start, say, if they like go through this quickly enough, they don't need to like pay to, for example.
Yeah, so if they like nailed the first ambush, for example, I would be spawning about 3 or 4 squads against them, because when TSB performs really well, then I ramp up the amount of AI they fight, but based off how they did in that first ambush, they took a few casualties. They went right up to the wreckage and lost another Vic, like right where that tank's kill zone was. Yeah, about 2 squads is good for something like this, but it also depends on how many players you have. So if we had double this player count, I'd probably be using like 3 or 4 squads against them, just to make sure everyone has something to do, but usually 2 is a good number to work with. Don't act dumb, the campaign, yeah.
So, I'll ask you this.
Get some payday in here.
I would have a mission with 30 players. And they conquered an important objective to the enemy, blah, blah, blah. The enemy decided to send like really shitty civilian recruited militias with really low skill.
Well, okay, so, like, in that sense, you could spam, like, you know, 30 to 50 guys. Just be careful how many AI you have active at once on the server, because then your server can start to suffer a little bit. But, yeah, like, if you make their skills shitty, then, yeah, you can spam a little bit more. Just do note that even if you make their skills shitty in a CQC situation, like in a town, especially one like Fallujah or Kavala, just to give you a few examples, you can set that skill as low as you want. They're still going to be really accurate because of how accuracy works in Arma, where it's, how do I explain this? When you decrease the number, it basically increases the cone of the shots to go out. So, if you're within 5 meters, that cone, even if it's massive because you've set the AI accuracy so low, it's still, you know, the body's right there. It's going to hit the guy, so. I still love that thing. I still love my Bren carrier with the frickin' 3-inch gun on it, or whatever. I think that's a 2-inch, but No, it's a 7.7 centimeter, my bad. But I found a picture of that, and I wanted to make it so bad, and it's so adorable. It's so fucking adorable.
It is really fucking cute.
Yes, Red Hot, but it's a 5-mission campaign. By the 5th mission, it's going to be a defense that they'll eventually lose. But right now, we're simulating them actually, the Egyptians making ground from the south, and then that's going to turn around by mission 4. Yeah, so the tank pushed up a bit, but that's fine. Sometimes it's good to give the player base a little bit of breathing room so they can regroup and figure out what the hell they're doing.
This is ground to Alpha.
But the 4 guys that are on their own on the left, I'm probably going to send a squad or 2 to go contest with them.
Copy that. We will do so shortly.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a pincer maneuver. I'm going to have 1 squad way to the east, and I'm going to send that across and try to set it up as an ambush point. That's going to distract that one force, and the 4 chuckleheads that are just running through villages trying to look for shit to loot, I guess, I'm going to have some fun with.
This is Egypt. We're going to begin pushing to objective 3.
Hey, firm.
Yeah, given the
Bravo, we're gonna follow Egypt.
everything will make
Well, yeah,
sense.
so Red Hot, I mean, by the time that mission's done, I'll have access to all of this. That's a B-17 bomber, and it has a lot of fun stuff I can put in it. So, don't you worry. I will make sure they lose.
I think. So it makes sense if you come to look at it.
Anyway, how's everyone in chat doing? Again, I'm sorry I'm ignoring most of you. It's because I have to deal with Z Atomic because this is his training mission by me. And I like to be very thorough when I do these because these are the future Zeuses of TSB we're talking about. So I want to make sure everything works well.
I'm gonna be real. One thing that will make me laugh my ass off is if the Cromwell will snipe the Sherman.
So that Cromwell actually does have a pretty decent range here. However, the Sherman, if it gets a direct hit in the Cromwell because of its texture, it'll kill it. But if you noticed, I kind of put its gun so it's facing a little under a tree between some bushes, so it actually has a really nice kill zone on the road. But if the Sherman's smart and doesn't go down the road, they should be fine.
Hopefully they learn from previous experience.
Yeah, from just driving up to a destroyed convoy too, so it's like, I don't know.
Copy that. Start moving towards where Egypt and tank were, and then move to them. Thank you for clearing it for us.
Ow. Just booped my ankle on something.
I have a woman while we are trying to destroy the mortars with small arms.
We can probably leave them in all honesty. Yep,
Oh, there he goes. Yeah.
Yep, no.
Yeah, so if they try to do that stuff, I'll just end key it. Like if they demo an ammo box, for example, and the ammo box doesn't actually explode, I usually just end key it.
Towards the hostile compound marked on that.
Yeah,
Copy that. Bravo.
Yeah, because
Marking ahead of time, or?
some textures in armor, for example, the unsung ammo boxes are fucking ridiculously tanky. Like you can put 3 satchels on them and they won't die. It's annoying.
Nah, that's realistic. It's fine. Ammo boxes are supposed to withstand more than a fucking anti-rocket ball.
Yeah, but 3 satchel charges. Those are the big ones.
Yeah, I know. Nah, it's realistic, my dude. Come on, those things are made to be fucking bunkers.
So yeah, another reason why I'm doing the combat like this is if I just had buildings garrison, the tank would just snipe everything with a machine gun. It would just be kind of like a waste of my infantry. So with this way, I'm actually using the terrain to my advantage, using the small little saddles that we get, the hills, the... Gosh, I'm forgetting the term for it, but, you know, it's not a ridge, but it's like a mini ridge. Yeah, whatever that is, you know? But if you can use the terrain to your advantage, you'll be fine.
To be honest, if there's one map that I could use that you could use such terrain as to your advantage is definitely Rush.
Yeah. Or the Werfelingen map from Glob Mob is also really good with that.
Yeah, I think most German maps, I think that we have enough.
Ambush, I nailed one of their vehicles, forced another Vic to dismount. We had at least 6 KIA. It was a messy one.
Infantry bunkers all around.
Right on, Nightstorm. I'm glad to hear you're having a good day, and you're back in your basement.
I do not know. I think it may be AI
That
or
was one of
friendly.
Egypt's guys. He's a retard.
Yeah, they have red smoke grenades for air assets later, but they don't get any now, so it's just kind of like for, you know, if they want to use the tank or something. Dear Trooper, thanks for the 100 bits, and yep, it is the mess. So historically, since what I modeled this off of was an early war battle where 100 Israelis held off like a shit ton of Egyptians, and they had 1 Bren gun and 1 Piot, so when they get to the bridge, I'll actually spawn and RC those units myself. But yeah, like this is early in the fight where the Israelis had like little to nothing, so there's not really anything I have to challenge the tank other than a few tanks, so. That's why I gave them a spare tank in case they lost it in the first ambush, but.
We went through with what, like the entire
Yeah, that's understandable.
Hey, sir, just double checking.
I love the trades, man. Yeah, so that tank now just destroyed the rest of that squad. One of the things I do with my style is, at least for Zeusing, is I'll make sure the players have a pretty powerful asset to use as a crutch if they have a bad day and absolutely need it. But the balance is trying to find an asset that won't completely overpower the AO like an MI-28 or Apache, you know? Because those could single-handedly do an entire AO if you let them.
From the west, we'll hold.
Southeast.
Copy that. I believe they may be coming from phase 2, so we may have to reshuffle order a bit.
Also, with IFA, make sure you actually run the mission file on the server and shoot one of the AI if you have them all with the same uniform, because Geist has a weird issue with Ace where some of the uniforms make units invincible and completely impervious to damage. I've made that mistake twice.
Yeah, I remember you having that issue with your Finnish road bingo.
Yeah, that too. You just have to test, because otherwise it'll completely screw your op up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How did Audrey Hotto get a Bren? Oh no, because he's Egyptian, that's why. Yeah, so we've had a good handful of KIAs here, and people that are down. So again, this is the balance I'm looking for, where, you know, they're a little separated here. They're in 2 little groups here. We can put pressure on both of those groups, but I can show them that, you know, or at least try to hint that, hey, you probably want to regroup. But I'm also not really doing anything to RC. I'm letting all the AI handle things, because when you do excessive RC in this community, people do complain.
Over here has that.
Yeah. And then
People always complain.
You said it, I totally didn't want to say that.
Players are only allowed in third person when they're in vehicles within TSB. We do have some ops that are completely locked to first person though, but I tend not to like those because I like to give the vehicles a little bit of breathing room. Excuse me. Oh my god.
Such a small gun.
Such a small gun with a big boom.
We do also destroy those models because no activity shooter.
Hey, look at the Bren gun. This was the one issue I had with it that I decided to say screw it on.
Where?
The Bren carrier with the cannon. It's towards the southeast of the formation. Ah, he just moved. Wait, nope. Okay, he did it again. Look where the barrel is.
That's the one you want.
Yeah, thankfully the round spawns a little ahead of the turret, otherwise it would take his head off and it would be pretty fucking hilarious. But as my chat is saying, it's extra support for the gun, and, you know, helps with the recoil.
It really does.
Classic. Early prototypes of bipods, yeah, right?
That was something.
So it is. What's nice about this though is I'm watching the Palestinian troops. They're slowly picking up more weaponry, because only the SL spawned with a Sten gun. Everyone else spawned with a basic rifle, and it is, in my opinion, fun to watch what the players find and start using in the AO. Especially since in the mission announcement it said that there's no resupply for them. They're literally supposed to loot because that's historically what the Palestinian Irregulars did. They just took from the battle.
Yeah, maybe makes that's actually a fair.
Did not do their job.
I'll tell you what, I think my using style, or at least what I feel like it's gonna be, is the fact that, for example, they took that outpost right now, they killed those squads. What I would do is I would ready up a counter attack, and I would a very relatively strong one.
Yeah, we're gonna be heading north towards objective 6.
Then like throw a
hit him?
lot of shit into that.
If
Have them find that button to
objectives,
nail. Then
get them cleared. Make sure you're moving with another squad at least, or with an asset.
Easier after that
We have
one
tank with
button.
us.
Good copy. Just make sure you screen the tank. We've only got 2 of them.
Right.
Alpha to any units.
But the
Anybody
thing
in
is
the
that
compound marked as hostile compound?
It's a very good one.
This is
It's a very good way to determine whether they're
Please,
making
also
fire.
point to southwest,
It's a
that's
good way
friendly.
to realize how to.
We just
how
had guys coming from that direction
go.
to engage us.
So by the way, the tank is now looking at the bridge where I've got those 2 pack guns, and they actually did fire 2 rounds over, but the tank pulled back.
Can they not actually see him right now?
Ground is moving towards.
I know the pack gun saw the tank briefly. So with the smarter tanks mod we have, pack guns and tanks will engage from far out, which is great because that's how they're supposed to do it instead of, you know, coming in on 500 meters.
Yeah. What mod is that we have that does that?
IFA smarter tanks.
At least it works as advertised.
Yeah, right. Smarter tanks. Hooray.
Yeah.
Alpha to ground.
This is ground, and
Once we're all fixed up, we're gonna move on towards objective 6 west.
copy.
Yeah, so I got some forces from all the way in the back. They're all trying to shoot at the commander in the tank,
That's phase 2.
and he just folded in.
Closer than phase 1, and most likely we'll have to get flanked from phase 2 if we don't.
Alright, second, tank.
Tank, once the infantry have cleared out objective 6, I'm going to want you to hold behind objective 6, so you're overlooking the field, while the infantry move.
So if I ever wanted to, I could just send a squad of AI into a compound, then use the search and garrison feature, and they'll all dynamically run into buildings and garrison. It's just the index points. Also put them a lot on like rooftops and balconies, and again, same issue I already talked about. The tank would just snipe the infantry.
I believe so, but I guess we're doing that then. We'll just
Yeah,
go
that makes sense. You want to play some. So this terrain actually have to
Yeah.
a lot.
Probably ground.
This is ground, sand.
So I'm doing another round of deleting all the bodies behind them. With only, I think we only have 35 players on, 35 to 40, and Kundo's is a 5x5 kilometer map, so it's not that big. Bodies don't really matter, but it's still good to be punctual with it.
When you're at 3, begin pushing objective 6. After that, all squads move to objective
But
5.
question,
Apologies for the
Yeah, shoot.
ordering now.
which from my testing hasn't really gotten good results, but you might know better. So for example, if right now I'm using a map which is best of nowhere, then it seems to know for a mission. Now I want...
Sanoa you want to be careful with because with higher numbers, the jungles just are too laggy. Also, Sorry to hear you over some of the pack guns firing, by the way.
He's just at GC, we're regrouping and getting ready to
So, sorry,
Copy.
basically,
After that, push up to objective
if
6.
I were to hide the rest of the map, I could do hide terrain.
Don't hide terrain the map because the mission file breaks when you do stuff like that.
So that's why I got like sub-0 FPS.
Yep.
Fair.
So this rate, I'm gonna pull the Cromwell out
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
and have it flank the infantry coming in.
Probably might as well flank the tank.
Tank's too far, and I don't have any radios on these units. They're just reacting because again, these are just like tribal fighters. So
Yeah. No, I'm saying that because the tank is right on the hill and yeah.
yeah, that tank doesn't know about that tank. They're just going in for the infantry. So it's a little waste of the Cromwell, but it's what would be logical. Oh, never mind. The Cromwell's engaging, and they might have just detracked it.
Body sent ground.
And it's on fire.
This is ground, I believe there may be another tank northwest. All my isolated speak.
I was just about to end key it, but I noticed the crew was dismounting because after a while, like if that many hits happen on the engine, then yeah, it'll kill itself like that.
What I really love about that is that the tank actually burns and you can actually run away.
Yeah, and you can edit those settings too, which is really nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't actually know
it's
that.
down, it's coming.
That's why I also like the little tank destroyer asset I gave him with that Bren carrier, because it really helps them out.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like, just in case they lose the tank, they're still not, like, completely out of the fight. Because the Piet is nice, but you gotta get close to the target, you know?
Do be careful though.
Yeah.
Copy that. We'll tell you when we run into an ambush.
It's just like another anti-tank asset that could do finishing.
Well, ever doing up on the 6-day war? Maybe. There's a lot of concepts I have to tackle, guys. Like, I've had Arab, Israeli, 1948 for like a year. I've just been looking for the time, you know? We're about to hit the first hour mark, but that doesn't include the 10 minutes of setup, so we've only been at it for about 45 minutes, which is, yeah, they're doing okay for this. Teleporting us up a little bit.
Okay.
So another thing you can do in case you're like losing frames is go to any smoke effects you spawn and delete them, because those are actually a big source. So the original smoke effect on the M4 Sherman that they drove past, I'm going to go ahead and add that to my interface and delete it.
Clear the eastern part.
People were trying to clear part of the western part, but we're gonna.
I guess I can't delete it, Lamau.
Why is it,
I deleted the effect, but it's still doing it. It's some of the effects. That's why I usually do the Achilles one, but yeah.
This is tank. We took bigger hits. We're having to go back ahead and...
What's that? We were on VCOM, now we're moving to LAMs. Yep.
Make sure you get yourself all fixed up. If you wish, you can move. You can tow the triple R back forward if you wish.
Probably best not to be honest, in case we miss anything.
Copy. Makes sense. Just giving you the option.
It's gonna be really nasty is if the AAA cannons start firing at infantry point blank. It gets messy.
yeah, they probably would actually.
Jeez, that's an engagement range and a half.
To RF on us. Advise there might be more.
This is ground. Bravo. What do you mean by QRF and where from?
Enemy squad, at least, from the north, right on the other side of the compound.
Copy. Can you deal with them?
This is Egypt, we're running out of different 5 now.
Sam, once again, getting on top of somewhere that just get him hurt.
I'm gonna loop round up. Are you? I'm good.
Ground, be advised, Bravo is taking heavy enemy QRF forces from the northeast.
So something I haven't really been doing this op is when I have a 10-man squad go down to like 1 or 2 dudes, I can, you know, break them apart and have them try to push away. But for something like this where it's just bolt action, close quarters, I usually just let them play to last man, you know?
There you go.
Chiboga just got his head blown off.
Oh, you are. Hi. I've seen on our medicals.
Yes. I hope you at least enjoyed it.
Yeah, but not like this where people run ahead of each other. Usually it sorts itself out like this. People in the lead will get taken out because it's just, you know, bolt action v bolt action.
Yeah, so it's...
Just realized I've been hitting that button instead of that button.
There's much of a bread from missing a rifleman to do something.
Yeah.
Alpha to ground.
This is ground.
Slow fingers.
Do you want us to push towards phase 1 via the Alpha Road towards the north or through Egypt's position and objective 5?
I would say phase 1, but for the moment, assist Bravo. They're currently in contact.
Another thing you gotta watch for with some of these compounds is if you look towards the west by objective 2, you'll see 3 guys stuck as their squad continues on. So I usually like just move them with Arma, because sometimes if enough people get stuck, it forces the squad leader to just walk up to the objective, and that can screw up your timetable if you're trying to set up an ambush. Yeah. For the most part, though, this has seemed pretty balanced. There's been KIAs on the player side, sure, that's what you want. Otherwise, you know, it's too easy, but it's been a good level of operations, which is the most important part.
Yeah, no, this helps seems balanced.
Yeah, here's the really messed up thing. Their medical Vic is... because they attacked the phase 2, so they start sending forces. That medical Vic might come under fire in a moment. So I might try to steal that.
You know, you have a record of kidnapping in Opsizu.
Oh, I always kidnap shit, because if they left it there, might as hell use it. I try not to kidnap stuff that, like, has APCs and stuff, because, you know, that can be, like, locked, but a car, it's really easy to break into a damn car.
I don't think you get what I'm saying.
Now, if Nailed It is smart, he will get in the Vic and try to drive away.
Doubt.
Yeah. Oh! Streamer's Curse! He'll actually do it! Whoa!
And before it crashes into a tree,
Southwest respawn vehicle, there is an enemy squad.
Yeah, well, Tumbleweed's gonna be really confused in a second.
He's gonna be really dead in a second.
Really confused, really dead. Is there really a difference?
No, not really.
Alpha to ground, do you need help with that?
I believe we have it handled, but do be prepared for stuff to change.
Hostiles coming from
yeah, they're more aware of making you aware because they're pushing into that objective with you.
Do you want us to rush phase 2 real quick? Not phase 2, phase 1?
Negative. We use phase 2 for that to be final objective.
Yeah, I meant phase 1.
Yeah. Get eyes on phase 1.
Alpha's moving out towards phase 1.
This is Egypt. We got a repair Vic and what looks like a field Vic. Field Vic looks damaged. Repair Vic is pretty good. We also have an ammo Vic. Marked on map for tank.
I know, I kidnap players and vehicles if I can, because it's just an extra thing, you know? Bren Gunner, do your Bren thing.
This is ground. This is Bravo. We got contacts west of contacts.
Yes, indeed. We got hostile coming in north. Enemy brake carrier.
Copy, try to kill it. This is ground. Ground main carrier is now being sent back to be rearmed. It will be off station.
Down by the enemy brake carrier. North of, down the road,
Yeah,
down
so.
from R&R.
Copy.
It's a little out of place to use this early on, but I can say they scrapped one by, you know?
This is ground. Southwest of GC Pulse.
Hey, look, you got two of them treating each other.
Copy that. Egypt's engaging a brake carrier. We can't take that thing out with our car weapons.
Copy. Do you not have a Fiat?
Can't find him. Might be dead.
Yo, ground. Tanks back.
Yeah.
Copy that tank.
Oh, the driver just got shot.
Currently to have a look southwest of GC Pulse, just briefly, as we believe there's some enemies there. Otherwise, head north to Port Egypt.
Brake carrier's running away.
Copy
We
that.
don't see anything southwest from our position.
Oh shit, I left that. Oh well, hopefully they don't come up here. I didn't even know that that was there. Oh well.
We're in Port.
Whoops.
Yep.
How far is that from the players? About 400, 500 meters. We can check after. On the road again. Yeah, it's hidden.
It's easier. We could provide. We could be a.
You could be a bucking horse, is that what we were trying to say?
Yeah, so I didn't realize there was a Humvee all the way up here, so I left that. It's, again, small detail, doesn't really matter.
We are coming up to a truck. Where are you in reference to the truck? White one.
Yeah, so Luxy running up, but he's under a lot of pressure here.
I've actually installed Lcpl.
I have everyone here. We are west of your location.
Clips into a guide.
I'm gonna be mean now. I'm gonna run a grenade up there.
You got out.
We're taking.
Get out of our homeland! Great grenades! Get out of our homeland!
IDF, get inside, get inside. Right, Empire.
Sorry, I IRC'd a unit just to run up and scream at them and throw grenades at them. It's part of the fun. Oh wow, they deployed a squad all the way by my A position, but then I caught that.
Fire from the east.
Yeah, well,
East,
they
that's
can,
probably
they
going
can
to
feel
be
free to
phase
go out
1
there.
Alpha. Are
I
you
can
ready to
promise
move?
you,
Or we get
they
eyes on
won't
it?
like the result.
We're currently
Yeah, it's fine. I can just have stuff
pushing now.
spawn in and come around.
Still be fire nearby you.
Yeah, even without that, the 40mm with the 40mm bow force is very hungry.
Yeah.
Negative.
Okay, so.
Yeah, with one squad up there, it's irregulars too. That's gonna be a really tough fight. Let's see what happens. If I just RC'd an Israeli guy, he wouldn't say Allah.
I think it's killing
Never mind.
that infantry squad is over to them earlier.
The guys the players are being are the Allah Akbar guys. Yeah, they're dead. So I'm liking how the tank is being a little autonomous here, but again, like this is the first fight, and I don't really have anything to contest that, so that's why you gotta utilize things the best that you can. But you know, this allows the tank to still it's gotten a lick on 1 or 2 squads so far, actually 2 or 3.
By the way, those guys.
Bravo, you're unaware. Siege have died. See what coming up on your flank from the east now.
Imagine if I would have been focused.
Wait, you said there's also coming in from the east?
Yeah, because Bravo died, so they're all coming in from your rear. We're trying to deal with them. Bravo's still on, we're just heavily injured.
Oh god, poor Sam, he's gonna run right into some more hostiles here.
About the infantry. Behind you, pushing you.
I have faith in Sam. He will kill the infidels.
Yeah, or he'll get killed by his own tank here.
Hopefully not.
Maybe not.
Tank, not friendly surrounding. We are coming in from the northwest.
Yes, he got him.
We're pushing up behind you now.
I love how we friendly wiggled as well. He literally friendly wiggled. Fucking the tank was like, yeah, he's friendly now.
No, he woke up.
Good enough.
Oh, he's yelling in local chat now, even better.
He just yelled.
Thank you, quite alright.
And this was the start of Egyptian-Palestinian tensions that would last for decades to come. Oh, there's the AA gun, just murdering Revanche there. Ouchies.
He's fine. Oopsie, he's dead now.
Fine, you say.
This is eager to ground. Where do you want us to
Yeah,
launch
that's not
coming
enough
from
damage.
phase 2?
Phase 2,
Now
we're
you
not
see,
looking for phase 2
in
yet.
a second,
This is phase
I'm
1.
going to say that this
I know,
is
you
the
just
best
also
test
came in from there as well.
Yes, that's the It may have been just they think it was trying to go some patrol or something. Alpha, how good they do?
Now that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, who knew sending one squad to attack this position on its own was a good idea.
Phase 1, enemy AA inside. Contact with us, a few words.
Copy.
You know, it's almost like they need their bigger assets to come and help, but hey, what do I know? I'm just the Zeus.
Yeah, just do nothing. You know, you don't know anything about this. It's fine. They can do this if they really want to.
Yeah. The tank's now rushing over to come help. That's pretty funny.
I wish him the best of luck. Because the 40mm
Yeah.
and its front.
This is Tank. We're coming to support Alpha. Phase 1, finally.
Dog,
This is Bravo. We're
how many?
vehicle head with them.
Exactly are in the squad?
10.
Just 2 or less.
God, I've good reason to believe that Alpha has been, in no expressive terms,
I stand
like,
corrected. One is alive. Sorry, disregard 0.
so when they were able, Bravo, Egypt, Alpha itself up
No, 2 are
and move
alive.
towards
One
phase
back
1.
up. I'm shocked.
Copy that, we're medicing right here.
Yeah, they have a handful still up.
Shockingly.
So all the AI that were running around there, I pulled them back into this compound. There's still a few on the outside though, they'll get murdered, but that's okay, they tried.
And they died for a worthy cause. Deliberation.
I guess there works.
Bravo's moving northeast now for phase 1.
Ground, so please do be careful, and also be advised that there is an AA gun looking at the gate, so don't go through the main gate.
Phase 1.
You just moving alongside Bravo.
Yeah, again, I don't get why they sent a single squad to go and do this, but
Still engaging phase 1.
Hey, don't be otherwise, but as a great to hear, and I'll report right away if we're happy.
Intelligent in operation.
Got eyes on the Sherman, thanks. We're busy with the AA guns.
that was fun.
Copy. Roger that. Roger. Welcome.
Now I'm trying to do a mass route here.
Hopefully they'll actually say what you tell the AI to do.
Yeah.
The guy in the thing out of it. Really gotta admit, it's amazing how a fucking 14mm AA gun is keeping a medium time to bay.
Yo, bloody Alpha, go around the building on the northwest side and kill the AA gun while he's looking at us and shooting at us aggressively. Alpha copies.
Bravo and Egypt are 500 meters out.
Copy that, ground. Copy deal that.
Took them long enough. Took them long enough to do that flank.
Okay, we're knock it out.
It took them quicker than I expected.
Is the ground then?
That's because Skelly yelled over the LR to make him go do it.
All AAs destroyed.
Copy, just give it a good once over, set the buildings around it. And after that,
Ooh, let's play Can We Spook Skelly?
all forces.
Zane.
So we can push them up. Objective 2. 7, sorry. Phase 2, objective 7.
I like how they have damage textures, those AA positions, because it was a pain in the ass for the longest time to Zeus with those, and they wouldn't have damage textures.
Well, if they do now.
On the way. Solid copy. On the way. On the way. On the way.
ground, you might want to relay to high comm that the anti-air is destroyed.
That is a good idea. Ground to high.
This is high. Send message.
Anti-air position has been destroyed. How copy?
Excellent. That means at least by next operation we can have air support, but if anything really bad happens, I can try to scramble something and have it be here ASAP. Over.
Hey, sir. Thank you for having the option available.
Copy. On the way. Roger.
Where the fuck are you going?
Roger.
Where?
On the way. Roger. Solid copy.
Bravo to ground, Bravo has reached the compound.
Copy, Bravo. Apologies for sitting on a wild goose chase. Please begin moving back towards ground command position with any mode of transport you can grab available. Your feet, a vehicle, the back of the tank, each of the shoulders, I do not mind which.
Hey, Sam.
Copy. Solid copy. On the way. On the way. Copy that.
Yeah, so I just had a squad come up and, you know, we had those 3 triple RVICs there, so now I'm just gonna... They're mine now.
Where's the respawn bit?
Repeat last.
Is respawn Vic at the GC marker?
It is.
Copy that.
That does not mean you respawn just to get here faster.
Shit.
Did you hear that on LR? They can just respawn so they get at the other spot faster. Fucking goopers. I mean, I'm not gonna punish them for doing that. It just means that the Palestinians lose all the cool guns they got, you know?
Yep. Poor Palestinians.
Hey, at least I get free triple R back, so. How far is the SOP gone? They got 1 phase done. They now have to go take the bridge, and then we should be good.
Bravo to Alpha, are you still in contact?
Alpha has some sporadic contacts towards the southeast.
If you can handle it?
We can handle it.
Alright.
On the way.
Oh crap, wait, I gotta remember, because I didn't spawn any of them in. What type of planes did the Arabs have? Let's see, looking at this. Yeah, they had those, and they had these, but there was one plane that the Arabs had, and I can't remember what it was.
Enemy forces at objective 6.
Copy that.
Let me just check real
This is
quick.
Egypt. We're gonna probably go through there anyway, so to get to
Tootie sent it,
RP
actually,
mark
so if I
Copy.
go to Tootie's chat, he was sending me a bunch of 40k stuff, which I'm really excited
This
about.
is ground. We're firing on objective 6, just to be careful.
Sphinx, this is Egypt.
How much ammo do you have left?
Tell those hooligans on the back of your tank that they need to clear objective 6 before they go to the RP point.
Northwest, you say?
Alright.
Roger that.
Yeah, at that point, those Vics are out of the AO. Excuse me. Arab aircraft was Spitfires. We don't have those. We have the Hurricanes. That's it. So I'm gonna put one of those in the corner.
This is ground to any squad. Do you have...
So just in case they need it, one of the Arab plane for this campaign is the Hurricane. We have 2 different versions, one that's a standard fighter and one with HE cannon, so I'm just going to spawn that in the back in case we need it. I don't think they're going to need it for this final one, but just in case they call it up, I'll have it ready.
We've got about 7.
If they
At this time, while we're seeing infantry walking southwest from objective 6.
I would actually die laughing.
I doubt it,
I
but
believe they may be
you always want to be careful.
one of my guys suggested to face it.
Yep.
I love how there were 2 trucks still at the
What's phase 2 now?
at the AA position. One that was untouched, one that was partially destroyed, but you know the untouched one could still work, and instead they're walking.
Egypt's gonna hit the RP point, and
This community really hates stealing, like, or actually even using their own transport Vics. Just any transport Vics, period. They just hate it.
Copy that. I'm going to wait for you here.
Transport yourself like a lazy bastard when you can just walk around. You know, walking is very good for the heart.
Yeah, I'm gonna start sending a squad over to check things out and see if it's clear or not.
Yeah.
They've got one more objective left. They're just re-maneuvering right now. But otherwise, this was a pretty good start. I'm gonna be curious to see the, or at least read through the feedback. Yeah, so the RRR has gotten out of here, so I'm driving. I deleted that because that got way up north, so. Now I gotta find a good spot to put a Bren guy. And a Pyatt.
You could probably put a little trend there.
Yeah, just the terrain's a little wonky, but... I think I'll keep the Bren in the compound, and then if I need to, I can bring that up. Wow, Frost actually went back and grabbed the fucking truck.
Shock.
And now he's trying to ram the walls, Cac.
I'm shocked.
He's building some full momentum, let's go! He's gonna ram the other wall texture. It's almost like there's an entryway he can drive through. Poor guy.
Have you heard of our Lord Jesus Christ?
Yeah, by the way, make sure when you put vehicles in the compound, there's a realistic way they could have gotten in or out of the compound. Or, like, you know, take a sectional wall out if you want to do it that way. But there still needs to be, like, a realistic fashion, because otherwise that's just weird, you know?
QRF from phase 2.
Yeah, good job.
Copy that. Whatever squad heard my shots, start moving northwest. We're gonna need some support.
This is Sphinx. We are west of objective 6 on the R&R. We went round that area. We did drop off Egypt squad though, so...
Contact north, engaging us.
Egypt, are you engaging forces currently?
Hey, Fern, they just shot me.
And which other squads are engaging?
Leave him here, leave him. This is better, he can see.
Let's roll into where command is and have a listen.
We're just giving him a view.
We can move to support Egypt. Just be aware, medic needs heavy resupply.
Get off me!
They're coming in from your east to support.
Copy that. All forces, if you have need, do bypass around for enemy one on phase 2.
Hey, hey, what is going on?
This is ground line. We have contact west. We're dealing with the light forces we have here.
Leave that
I don't know what it is, but give me the fucking
I think it's a
sign.
Bren gun.
right in here.
Ow.
Oh, the other guy got around behind me. Oh well. They're all still alive.
Okay, is someone watching that door so we don't get...
That was the Egyptian group too.
I'm gonna be heading
And just ow, you're hit with the frickin' 792.
Contact there,
Ow.
not too much, barely anything to worry about.
Ground copies. Get yourselves regrouped so we can make a
What a classic.
on phase line 2. And
What are they doing?
He insta-died.
Oh my god!
Just want to confirm that before we assault the bridge, which they may have least to stop us.
Your brain is gone.
Sorry.
Oh my god!
Someone nicked your brain.
Where is my brand gone?
Out of space, man. The brain is probably 100 yards up.
Yeah.
And now he lost his gun. Oh. What a classic. What an absolute classic. Why did they dismount all the way back here? I think they're lost again. Ground has no idea what he's doing at this point.
Well, I guess.
Everyone seems a little lost. Yeah, one just died.
Copy that. Copy that. Solid copy.
AI grenade skill? Well, no, it's not the AI grenade skill, just I gave the AI grenades. I usually don't, because they can get very spammy with them.
He's somewhere in the compound.
Yep.
Who are you medicing?
I'm pushing up to the wall.
Who are you? Him? Where are those bandages going? Is there someone above you? I think it had to have been self-medical right there, even though it was the on-person animation. I don't know. He's medicing the stairs, right? The stairs needed some help.
In Egypt, we're 400 meters out from our viewpoint. We can assault from the northern side of the compound if you'd like.
Hey, firm,
Just that gun a
please do
little
so. All squads, if you are ready, begin pushing on the objective. Phase 2, Objective 7, get it done, get it dead.
Alpha copy.
Oh, I can see that position. Oh, this is mean, Liru, even for you. Shot was way short. Way short, again. Is it getting caught in something?
Are they literally using the Sherman as artillery?
Hey, brother, we have some of your guys plus injured. Fuck!
What?
So we don't start on top of a bloody building.
Sounds like I hit him.
Just engage us, tank.
No, someone else is engaging you.
That was just me having fun with one of the pack guns.
Possible AT gun.
Okay.
I knew I hit them when I heard the LR message, and all of a sudden he says, fuck, and I'm like, oh, okay, I was on target. Yay, I'll keep firing right there. Thank you, players. Very cool.
Yes, they help the enemy
Yeah, we're gonna hit out some of your guys, and then we're gonna start our engagement.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, so that's Sherman goes right on the coast. I'll rush the Piadat to him, but he's doing a really good job flanking where the guns are.
Yeah, that's true. But they've already got next spawn with the infantry.
Hey, Apple and Bravo, we have some of your guys with our squad. We're gonna assault them north.
This is ground, this does not matter, just begin the assault.
Alpha's beginning the assault.
Solid copy.
Alpha tank, be advised, we are taking anti-tank fire from the Beverly Road.
That's the AI.
To be honest, if the tank can fucking manage to spot them, which is weird how they be able to, then I think they would have shot them. But AI is AI.
This is Egypt. We're making our charge.
Coming to Egypt. Do make good progress. Inform me if you get wiped.
Yeah, it's already currently taking heavy contact with the north. So we're currently
So close to 10 p.m. I believe in you.
You think a wet pilot would still kill a tank?
I have faith in the wet pilot.
They're totally third-person cheating me. They are third-person cheating me so hard.
Shocking.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
Back on net.
Okay, they might have just seen that one. But...
Alpha stepping up. We have taken heavy contact, heavy casualties from AT inside the objective.
So there's 80 inside the objective. Is that correct?
Yes, and AT on the northern side.
Yeah, they just had Skelly run up and hit me.
Infantry push.
Copy. How did that go?
I mean, I wasn't RCing him. I just, I needed to actually start Zeusing again.
Hey, fam.
Oh gosh, people running in the open. Getting shot to shit by HE.
Shocking, and then
So with the
and
lead
then there's
died.
crying about it.
Egypt lead.
Egypt lead and Bravo lead. Copy. Off you go.
Alright, yeah, okay, so up.
And we station on that.
Oh. And don't forget
Alpha.
Alpha directly.
And they tank gonna please kill the Sherman.
In Bravo, situation. Make them push.
Alpha, you need a position update on map so I know where you are. Bravo to ground.
Ground then.
Possible 2 anti-air guns across the river bearing north-northwest from my Bravo location.
Copy.
Sorry, correction, anti-tank, my bad.
Okay, that's significant.
Ground, if you see any of our boys respawn, this is Egypt, by the way.
It's the same one we got.
Welcome to Egypt's new position marked on map.
Egypt, this is Bravo. Can you confirm enemy EI position on map? Yes, it's still hot cell, sir.
Repeat that. Oh, you said on over local.
Winter Wolf just did. Oh my god!
I love TSP.
Oh my god! What did you expect from running through an open field? Like, what are you doing? Oh. Oh, just not the fact he died is okay, yeah, cool, but then you just hear him yell "fuck" like right after he died. I find that hilarious. Oh god, Luxie just got moved pretty hard right there. So at this point, I'm mass routing. I don't have anything to take on that tank, so there's no reason for me to go there because the tank will just do all the work, you know?
2AC ground, be advised, Alfred's
Pulling everything back, but I mean, yeah, the infantry kind of ran into open fields and got killed by the back guns, so it was to be expected.
I'll back on that.
We can only hold if we get back.
Sorry, Alfred, I did not hear you calling for it. I just been informed by my 2AC that you were mass scouts.
It's a fair assessment.
Apologies for that.
Again, for the second phase of this op where I, like, you know, give them a plane, I'll get more assets to use, then the tanks will be a little more balanced, but this was also kind of like the feeler op to see, you know, how this will work and whatnot.
Yeah,
Ground, this is Bravo. We're possible mass cads. We're kind of scattered all over.
Copy that.
Also, sorry if I sound
Egypt, are you
dead
mass scout?
or uninterested because I've been up for
doesn't seem like it,
24
but I
hours straight
can't make
with
it
3 hours of
back
sleep.
Copy that. Okay, to all squads.
Radio. I'll try and find and confirm. Give me a minute.
To all squads, if you die, just regroup at the ground position for a few moments, allow others to gather, and then push as a larger force to deal with whatever's killing you.
This is Egyptian gun gunner. My guys are up. We're regrouping up position right now.
Copy that. Do be aware that there are hostile west of ground positions. I'm thinking there may be a force between the assault on phase 2 and ground position.
There might be a possible HP gun similar to South.
Ground, be advised, Butler's moving to Scully's current position across the river.
Ground, we secured the bridge.
Copy. This is ground to high call.
This is high, send message.
Bridge has been secured.
Roger, stand by for undocs. It's insta-death, but I give them multiple lives. They had a reinsert vehicle tied with a TP pole from their base, and if they lost that, then it would be permadeath.
Victory by technicality.
My favorite.
Yeah, so, you guys learned the meaning of charging HE pack guns in open fields.
Yes.
Yeah, we survived.
There was clearly no
Sound like
issue.
you.
That was a good mass.
I think my two favorites of that op was, I wrote these down too because I'm going to go back and edit them later, was number one, Audrey Hotto losing his Bren gun because the Bren carrier decided to back up and run him over and fly his body away. By the respawn vehicle. And the second one was watching Winterwolf eat shit by a pack HE, and then he dies, and then while he's dead, he's still on radio because he's still queued up on it, and you just hear, fuck, over 50. And that cracked me up pretty hard. But nonetheless, AO, I don't know why TSB always does this, but if you guys see a body or a guy that went down, you immediately run up and try to medic him. In this case, it was you have a destroyed convoy, and you drove right into the destroyed convoy, and then you found the Sherman that destroyed the convoy, and it blew up your Bren carrier. So, yeah, that's why you got to be a little more situational awareness guys, you know, but that's all right. You blew that up. You continued on, put some flanks on you. You walked up to the mortar position. I was firing the mortars behind you to try to not have the mortars shoot directly at you, because if the mortars get line of sight on you, they'll start firing onto you, and that's what happened, so that's why that squad got wiped. You pushed on some more. Started pushing a little close to Objective 2 when some of the pack guns started engaging you, but you pulled your forces back. You went up to where the Cromwell was. You attacked it from a different angle, so the Cromwell pulled around to try to flank you, ran into your Sherman. Your Sherman and your little Bren gun cannon hybrid bullshit, whatever I've just made. We're able to take it out. Then you put one squad up to attack the AAA position, and that one squad learned the meaning of why they shouldn't do that on their own, but thankfully Sherman came up and bailed them out. And then you rallied, and then you pushed through, I watched you push 2 infantry squads through open fields, and as I started this conversation with, you learned the meaning of HE from pack cannons, but your tank went around, it found my one pack guy, Piat guy in the AO, killed him because I stopped microing him because I had to deal with other stuff in the AO. Then you went around, circumvented the pack guns, flanked it, killed everything, caused all the infantry there. There were 4 squads that all just routed after they lost all their AT, because why would they stay there? There's a fucking tank. And yeah, you secured the bridge and Index was called. So overall, not bad. This operation was modeled off of, ironically, a victory for the Israelis, where they had 100 guys hold off like 3 or 4 platoons of Egyptians, but I instead modeled it on the other way, so there was only a handful of Shermans and Cromwells they had, so I gave them 1 of each. And then at that fight, they only had 1 Bren gun and 1 Piat gun, which I saved for the bridge, but we never used the Bren because the Bren ended up routing because Piat was killed after I tried to hunt the tank down, so yeah, overall not bad. I'll put feedback channel up, and Ground, go ahead.
Right. Apologies for some tactical lapses, as I was very much a backseat command. I only knew what you guys could relay to me, so if I missed things, then it negatively impacted you, so apologies for that. But that, you guys did very much better than I anticipated for an IFA up with confusing mission. There were bits of things I missed, but you guys did very well. Tank, thank you for supporting the infantry as well as you did. Egypt, thank you for being mobile. Actually, all the squads are surprisingly mobile for TSB. Being on foot, that is. Admittedly, we did leave 90% of epics back where we started, but it didn't hinder us.
Okay, real quick, because someone just said they couldn't hear each other on radio, even though we addressed this in the beginning of the op. If you haven't already, go to Altier Private Info. There's an announcement there. Run the file in that announcement. It'll fix your TFAR. Your TFAR has to be up to the latest version because of the TFAR update. That's why you're not hearing each other. Please go do that, because you're going to keep having issues until you do that. Thank you. Continue.
Anyway,
I'm reading what was said in feedback.
I'm really happy that you guys coordinated with each other. You couldn't see it or hear it, but I was cheering whenever you guys actually were talking to each other instead of just asking Ground for orders. So, well done all of you. Moving on to, I shall say, Egypt first.
Let's do Egypt, then the tank, and then the regular squads like we ordered it.
Yes.
Right.
Even though it was just tank first.
It was Egypt
whatever.
lead, went in, kind of dismounted my guys earlier because I saw that and called it out right as the ambush started. Still worked out in the end. Pushed up with, I can't remember what squads were what because they all looked the same.
Yeah, that up went pretty well.
So we cleared the first objective area, started pushing up basically compound by compound by compound, got blown up by some nade that mass cast squad, I believe, or whatever. So after we regrouped again, we went to, I think it was objective 5, while the other 2 squads went to the other objective, I think it was. Can't remember what exactly happened. All I know is that I heard QRF was fucking up Alpha, so we went to go assist. Since objective 5 was kind of empty. It wasn't kind of, it was empty, but after that, we started medicing and holding out from enemies coming from the north. That Bren carrier just messed us up a little bit. Or just injured us, really. But yeah, after that, we marked R&R for the tank and started pushing to go reinforce Alpha, which was getting messed up. Kind of got halfway, ended up turning around. Quick story, just went back, regrouped with Mike's group since I set them all on the tank. And yeah, I decided to make a charge with remnants of Bravo and Alpha that we picked up somehow. And I was surprised that charge really worked, because I was the only one who died, I think. And yeah, that. Couldn't make it back to my squad afterwards, but they did good, I think. And yeah, I guess that's tank.
Yes, we do tank stuff. We were primarily there as an infantry supporting role rather than an actual tank fighter. In hindsight, but we tried to leave as much as we could to you guys as the infantry to be like clear towns and actually have a fight. With the exception of when you started to get surrounded or cut off, we then stepped in to help there. With the AA, we just draw its attention so you could actually kill the last one. Yeah, we followed the river. Believe it or not, the best way to take a bridge intact is from both sides at the same time. So we managed to ford and get across, but at that point we already routed everything, so yeah.
Thank you for that.
Could we have like a set of binos in the tank? Because it's hard to like just sit there and watch when you're squinting and when no magnifying optics and like.
Did the commander not have a pair of binos?
No one had binos in the tank room.
Put that in feedback. I'll fix that. I apologize.
No
I
on
meant to
ground.
have a pair of bino.
Yeah, that's it for me then.
Alpha?
Right. Regular squad 1?
Regular squad 1, code name Alpha. We went into the truck, drove for 400 meters into the ambush, and went the rest on foot. Basically cleared, I think, the southwestern part of the main road throughout the objectives. Eventually, Bravo got towards Alpha Pickle. We helped them out and then stepped off towards phase line 1. And right after we left, I believe another enemy QRF swept in and pinned down Egypt and Bravo. So it was only Alpha moving to phase line 1. Even though we were alone, the guys did phenomenally well. We got a blue eye with all the Bofors gun and the compounds, but the tank bailed at us out last second, so we cleared that objective.
What?
There was a fun truck full of American and British gear in there, which the boys really appreciated. Then we moved south towards the final assault on the bridge, and we found out the meaning of high explosive Bofors guns. And that's pretty much it. Since Egypt, our tank cleared the bridge in the time it took us to regroup. So, Bravo.
Bravo, we started out with both Bren carriers. I don't know why. My driver drove us up by Ben Sherman. After that, we pushed with Egypt for a while, just followed around until we got to Objective 6, and we cleared that mostly. Got stuck there for a good little 100 time. Then pushed phase 1 after it got cleared, and then flown back down to get obliterated by attack guns. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, thanks to XKS for being partial command. Yeah, I was dead.
It's kind of hard your first time.
It wasn't my first time, but yeah, still getting used to it. That's it.
Open, I guess.
Yep, it's open. Feel free to give feedback. It helps. But starting next week is when I get the rest, like most of the rest of the assets in. We'll have a pilot, and there'll be a few other things. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there. Anyway, I'll be back in a second. All right, so test stop for that campaign went pretty well, in my opinion. And I will say, after this 5-mission campaign, we're going to go back to the CIA campaign. Except it's going to be a U.S. island invasion, so that should be really cool. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Gosh, I always get tongue-tied. We're either going to be back later tonight with more mission development or Among Us, but I don't know yet. But otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one. Go operate operationally.